Hello friends. In today's video, I want to talk to you about Unity software, ticker symbol U, which is in my opinion going to be one of the biggest beneficiaries of the Metaverse revolution. So let's first talk about the company and their products at a high level before looking at the stock price to see if the company is currently fairly valued or overvalued, and then see how we can go about investing in this company. Unity is the world's largest platform for creating and operating real time 3D content. They allow developers across 25 plus leading software platforms to create content, which has allowed Unity to consistently grow their market share since the company began operations in 2004. Unity is extremely popular in the developer community with over 5 billion monthly downloads of apps built with Unity, and Unity is the software behind 71% of the top mobile games out there in the market. And over 90% of the head-worn artificial reality content in the market is powered by Unity's software solutions. In addition to being a big part of the gaming industry, Unity's products and services are also used in several other industries like automotive, transportation, manufacturing, film and animation, government and aerospace, gambling, and immersive education, to name a few. Overall, with intensive research and development, Unity has managed to build a very strong brand that should continue to do well as more and more applications of real time 3D, virtual and artificial reality evolves in the coming years. Unity also is making strategic acquisitions which will enable them to capture a bigger market share in this space. One such recent acquisition was that of Weta Digital, whose software tools were a key part of award winning movies like Avatar, Black Widow, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, Planet of the Apes, Wonder Woman, The Suicide Squad, and more. Unity will be rolling out Weta's world class tools into the hands of millions of creators and artists around the world, enabling them to create high quality real time 3D content that would become the cornerstone for building products and services on the metaverse. Now let's look at Unity's Q3 2021 results that were announced earlier this month. As you can see here, the company reported revenues of $286 million for Q3 2021, which was a nice 43% increase year over year. Unity also reported very strong gross margins of 81%, which was also higher than the 79% reported last year. The company, however, reported an operating loss of $12 million for the quarter as they continue to invest in research and development costs that would enable them to continue growing their market share. But it was promising to note that they had positive free cash flows for this quarter at $34 million compared to the negative $100 million reported last quarter. The number of customers spending over $100,000 annually also grew to 973 from 739 last year, which again shows the strong customer base that the company is building out. The company also has a pretty strong balance sheet with over $1.6 billion of current assets, which is 3 times that of their current liabilities. The long term debt was also negligible, but it should be noted that the company will be paying out $1 billion in cash and also issue shares worth $625 million to fund the purchase of Weta Digital. So this will likely put short-term pressure on the stock price, more so because Unity only expects this deal to add around $70 million to their revenues next year. So it is surely an acquisition for the long term, and we will have to wait and watch to see how things will play out. In terms of guidance, Unity expects to bring in around $285 million in revenue for Q4 2021 and a total of around $1.08 billion in revenues for the full year of 2021. Now let's look at the company's stock chart to see how the market reacted to the earnings announcement. As you can see here, the reaction was extremely positive as the stock price shot up from the $160 range all the way above $200 before it dipped a little bit and is currently trading around the $180 mark. It should also be noted that the company just recently IPO'd in September 2020, so we don't have much history in terms of price data. However, the trend and volumes have been pretty positive so far. Let's now look at some scenarios to see if we can determine a reasonable price to pay for the stock in order to make a decent profit over the next few years. So here I have listed three scenarios where I have estimated Unity's revenues and free cash flows for the next 5 years and then evaluated what the price of the stock would be in 2026. As you can see, in the first scenario I have estimated a reasonable 25% annual growth in revenues, 35% annual growth in scenario 2, and a high of 45% annual growth estimate in scenario 3. I have also estimated the free cash flow and the price to free cash flow multiple in all three scenarios. Based on this, if we buy the stock at the current price of $180, you will see that we will lose heavily under all three scenarios, the main reason being that the company currently looks extremely overvalued at over $50 billion. So, this is a classic case of a potentially great brand trading at insane valuations. So, I feel the stock price will be extremely volatile in the next few years before stabilizing at some reasonable levels depending on how the company's fundamentals evolve. I'm actually still quite bullish on the growth prospects of Unity and do believe that the company can achieve the 45% revenue growth projected here in scenario 3. But unfortunately, the stock price is way higher than my liking, so I think we should wait for major dips in price before we can consider investing in this company. And if you still want to buy the stock, I would suggest to wait for the price to pull back towards a 200-day moving average around $120 or at least the 50-day moving average, which is around $150. I'll certainly be watching this stock as I like this company's business model, and if the price does dip towards the 200-day moving average, I'll be looking to sell puts around the $100 mark to take advantage of the option premiums, which are typically high for such young growth companies. That's everything for today, and I hope you liked this video and got some value from it. Let me know in the comments what you think about Unity and if you're looking to invest in this company. I'll also really appreciate if you can leave a like and subscribe to my channel, as it'll encourage me to make more such videos in the future. And as a friendly reminder, I'm not a licensed investment advisor, so always remember to do your own due diligence before making any investment decisions. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.